So, plyometrics and strength work. What do we mean by that? Who's it useful for and how's it going to benefit you? So what we're going to do today, we're going to take you through a few examples of where the strength work is going to give you the benefits, where and how the plyometrics are going to give you the benefits, and then how to actually implement those into our training, periodization blocks, and build up to events. But first, let's understand exactly what plyometrics are and the difference between that and strength work. So just mentioned strength work there. What is strength work? I mean, that's ultimately relative to the individual, but if we look at it through some really simple aspects, strength work is working to a scale of difficulty and challenge for you. We use something called the RP, the rate of perceived exertion scale. So what that is relative difficulty to you. So let's say 1 is really, really easy and 10 is maximal effort, is everything you can give. When we're looking at strength training, although any aspect of exercise and resistance training is strength training in itself, actually the strength rating that we're going to give it is going to be tied to the rep range and the effort that we're putting in. So it's not necessarily high reps and high volume, but actually looking at smaller rep ranges with a higher intensity of effort from you. So we can look at maybe a 6 to 8 reps, maybe even 5, maybe even 4. But actually, we're looking at the effort that you're putting into that over such a short period of time, that power and that ability to just contract the muscles and use as much force as we can over a short period of time. When we start looking at higher rep ranges, high volumes, higher sets and reps, that's going to lead more down the endurance route, which is absolutely what we need. But from a strength point of view, it's keeping it short, concise, powerful, and high effort. So, what are plyometrics in themselves? Well, what they are is movements that are going to create velocity, speed, power, dynamism to our movements and our training, which is going to directly support our running, our cycling, and our swimming. So, as I said before, it's not necessarily just jumping around and hopping around. We want to have both explosive acceleration, so coming from the floor or from the ground, as well as landing. You've got both sides of it. So we're generating force in various different aspects using the legs, the upper body as well. Plyometrics aren't exclusively based on hops, skips and bounds. Actually, we can use it as getting off the floor. We can look at it, explosive pulls. It all can come under the same category of plyometric movement. And the way that this is going to benefit you is because it's going to get you quicker, it's going to get you faster, it's going to get you more agile. It's going to massively reduce that injury risk, as we've spoken about before. That's going to give you more tolerance as we build through the events. So when we look at the plyometrics and the strength, and we look at speed, endurance, the ability to repeat the same sort of exercise or movements, actually overtraining or undertraining can both impact that. If we're overtraining, our body's going to be fatigued. So by the time we get to our events, we're not going to have allowed our body to recover optimally and support and recover enough for the demands that we're about to put our body through. So it's really important that when we're looking at strength work, periodization, blocking, build up to events, that we're not overplaying some of these key parts of our training. We still have to allow our bodies to recover enough whilst implementing these fantastic training principles. So strength work, we're going to be looking at bigger movements, explosive movements, powerful lifts. Those are going to give the fundamentals of explosivity, power, reaction time that we know in our events. When it comes to the endurance towards the end of our event, we still need that power. There's no need to focus on endurance for every single aspect of our training. Why? Because we're going to need that power at the end. Our body's going to lose that stiffness, it's going to lose that rigidity, that structure that we're going to have when we start to get a little bit more fatigued. So that's where the strength plays a role at the start and the end. When we're looking at the plyometric side of training, we're looking at rebounds, we're looking about range of motion, we're looking at reaction time, we're looking at preventative injury application. So it's got a lot more diversity than just bouncing around and hopping around. So on the flip side of the strength training, we've also got the plyometric element as well, as we've discussed. You can also speak about the plyometric element of longevity as well. So longevity is something that we're all looking to and striving to have throughout the season, in the build up to an event. Nobody wants injuries, nobody wants to get any niggles that they're not comfortable with training through and building up to an event. So the plyometrics is going to play a role in that. The strength work is also going to play a role in that. They work hand in hand. That's why we need both in our training. Rather than leaning on one than the other, we're actually going to be getting the best of both worlds. That plyometric is going to be really, really important as a novice to a newcomer into these sorts of events, and actually that injury prevention as well as cure. And that's the biggest thing when it comes to strength training, having balance throughout all of our aspects of training, that we are able to sustain the intensity, the level of competition and performance throughout the season. So let's look at your training program at the moment. It might be a 1 week training program, it might be a 2 week training split, A and a B week, for example. What we would want to look for is days where we have slightly lower intensity on our cardio sessions, on our long technical sessions, etc. So we can look for a gap where we can do our resistance training, and it's not going to take a lot of time. We don't need to be in the gym for hours and hours. That's why we can pair it with other exercise days or rest days. We're not going to want to overcomplicate and overprescribe strength and conditioning into our event prep because, as we spoke about before, we need to be recovering optimally as best we can still. So as a beginner, we would want to look at 1 to 2 strength and conditioning sessions every week or every 2 weeks, essentially, depending on your split. But that's going to give you a really good base, and that can start at 45 minutes, picking some key exercises. So deadlifts, squats, Bulgarian split squats, conventional split squats, and really applying the technicality of the movement. So just nailing the technique, building very gradual strength progressions week by week, just monitoring how well we're performing, the successes we're having in the strength increase without overly worrying too much about how strong we are. Let's keep it relative to you. And the same goes for the plyometrics. We don't need to be picking overly complicated movements to start with. We can keep it nice and basic. The consistency is going to be the biggest and best thing for you. And as a beginner into a novice sort of runner and experience level, that's going to be your best friend. The consistency is going to be the biggest thing that is going to give you the greatest yield in your eventing. I hope this video was helpful for all of you that are looking to get into a little bit more strength conditioning work into your eventing. Give us a like if you enjoy the video and you're starting to see the benefits of these chats that we're having. Do let us know. Also, if you have any further questions for me, do let me know as well, and I can get back to a few of those and we can discuss those in the future. Cheers.